My name is Adarsh Singh, and currently I'm a final year undergrad student of Civil Engineering branch at Malviya National Institute of Technology, Jaipur. Today I'll be presenting my summer training learnings through this PPT. I did my summer training at Jaipur Development Authority. The site allocated to me was Lakshmi Mandir Tiraha. There I learned about the traffic works improvement they are doing and the construction of the underpass and the beautification work for the same. So let's start. This is the summer training certificate which was given to me after the successful completion of the summer training of 45 days. So let me give you an overview what will be I'll be presenting in this PPT. So there will be an introduction and the machinery tools and equipments that we used for the construction of the underpass and casting of pile at the site and construction of the box section, which is very important, which is one of the very most important feature of the underpass that is being constructed, and the construction of the concrete roadmap, the ramp which was constructed to enter and exit the underpass, and the construction of sump tank to soak the water which ever get accumulated in the box section area. I'll later give you more clarification on the box section area and the beautification of the site, which was done after the completion of all the projects. So here are some pictures which I took during my training days. The excavation work was going on this day. And here are some other few pictures. So yeah, let's start. The project name was Traffic Improvement and Beautification Work at Lakshmi Mandir Junction. The purpose was to create a traffic light free intersection, and for the same, they were constructing an underpass. The budget allocated was 81 crores, and the duration allocated was 18 months around. So the purpose of the underpass construction was to reduce the traffic around that area and enhance the safety of the passengers and the motor vehicle users, and to also improve the connectivity as it will reduce the travel time. The vehicles will be not stuck in the traffic, so the movement and the connectivity of the road network will be also improved through the construction of this underpass. So the proposed planning was to build it from the Sabji Mandi road. Here, as you can see, the highlighted gray portion and this the orange portion. This is the curve section. The box section was used here, and the next ramp section is here. This is the Savai Man Singh Road. So the construction of the underpass was done on this. So total length of the underpass is around 400 meter, and its width is around 8 meter, and the ramp length is around 175 meter this and 175 meter this. Yeah, so here are some more planning of the underpass, which are used in the construction of it, and the ramp elevation was around 1:30 ratio they were using to create the slope of the ramp. And here there was some major work which were done till 20th of August. So after that, I have no idea what went there. So the retaining walls were completed, and all the piling works and all the concrete road works, all the things were completed, and the beautification was also completed till the end of the August. And but it was not open for the public use till the end of the August. Show machinery tools and equipments and the materials that were used in the construction of it. So for making of the retaining wall, we first constructed the pile foundation. So for the same, we need the piling rig with all necessary cranes and all the construction material. The temporary liner casing pipe we need, transit mixture we need, excavator we need for the excavation of the soil and the vegetation and all, and a dumper was need to remove to take all the excavated materials to some other place. And slump test apparatus were required to perform the slump test. When we did our training, the slump test was performed, and a welding generator to weld all the reinforcement. So methodology, what they used, there was the board cast in situ pile installation. So we'll see like how the pile installation took place at the site, how the casting they did. So first thing first, with the help of auger, they just excavated around 2 to 3 meter of the land of the soil Then temporary casing was driven with the help of a hydraulic press. These were the initial thing we did for the construction of the for in situ pile installation. And according to the Ministry of Road Transport, and the variation in the cross sectional dimension is around plus 50 mm to minus 10 mm, and all these are the permissible tolerance of the piles given by the Ministry of Road and Transportation. So after drilling around to 3 meter approx depth with the help of auger, we move to next step. So again, you can see here the auger we use for the initial boring of around 2 to 3 meter. Next, installation of temporary casing. To stabilize the upper bore, a temporary steel casing of length 3 to 4 meter was installed at the board pile location. After installing it, a polymer, a soil stabilizing material, you can say, was used to support the excavation work. The stabilizing material used was bentonite slurry. It supported the excavation by exerting hydrostatic pressure on its wall. Like it prevent the collapse, or it will just retain an area so that it doesn't collapse. The walls remain in and the slurry remain in the excavation and not flow to any great extent in the soil. They would act as a sealant to it. Now next, we have created we've done with the uh, drilling and all. After this cleaning of base and completion of boring, boring shall be stopped when the pile to level has been reached. The base of borehole shall be cleaned carefully to remove loose, disturbed, or remolded soil in case if they're at the base. After this fabrication, installment of reinforcement cage were used. So here you can see the circular reinforcement reinforcement cages were used. So the fabrication of cages, cutting and bending the reinforcement shall be carried out in accordance to the schedule whatever given in the IS codes. And after that, they used around diameter of 20 mm for the main bars, and for the tie bars, you can see these are the tie bars here to tie the main bars. 12 mm of tie bar was used. After this, installation of cage to insert inside the reinforcement cages were lowered into the borehole by this with the help of crane. The cages were split on either side on fabrication bed and lowered as one case or the above. Like the length of the cages were not so long, so to give them strength, if any another cage was added to another cage, like proper fabrication should be done so that it doesn't alter the strength of the pile. Next, after inserting the reinforcement cage inside the borehole, M40 graded concrete was used inside here to the concrete used was of grade M40, and the slump test was also performed for this concrete, and it ranges between 150 to 200 mm. And the concrete, this is a very crucial thing to remember. The treme pipes should be used for insertion of the concrete, otherwise it will cause like water and the cement will get distributed differently, so there will be no uniformness inside the borehole. So to provide the uniformness to the concrete, we use the treme pipes. And for the concreting, we also should remember that free fall of the concrete shall not be 1.5 meter. All these parameters were taken care very well on the site. Casing shall be withdrawn after initial setting of the concrete, and the rate of pouring the concrete was there also 12 cubic meter per hour. Yeah. So after the construction of the pile foundation, the next important section which I showed you, the L section, the road was made, and for that the curve section, they used box section. So box section is like they are they are made inside the factories and all. So just we need to bring them and assemble at the site. So no need of construction and all. Just we need a and the benefit of the box section is that it also reduces the time. So you can see that box section dimension are given 750 meters was wall width, and the height IS code mention is around 6 meter, and they have used around 5.9 meters. So it's a very permissible. And the underbox must be waterproof and soundproof, so that like it should be of greater strength, as on this underpass it acted as a bridge on the above vehicles were running. So the strength of this you can say like a roof kind of thing should be very rigid, and it should meet all the requirement whichever are mentioned in the IS code. So all things were taken care of, and it was a ready-madely prepared. prepared at the factory, so no, so strength was also at its permissible limit. But the component used box culvert. The box you see, it's called a box. It's a hollow rectangular square structure. It's made of various material like concrete, steel, and all. So foundation. So it's not like that you bring the box in and just keep it. So foundation should be also made very proper. So here raft foundation was used, and it also depends on the soil and the condition. So for here condition, the raft foundation was used. Walls and roof. The culvert has four walls and a roof, forming a closed structure. The walls provided lateral support to the roof, act as a load bearer for the load bearing surface. Inlets and outlets are opening on either end of the box culvert, allowing water, vehicle, or other material. It's kind of a box. Yeah. So here are the pictures some I have attached. Like as you can see, the box here it has been installed. So in this picture, you can see the pieces like one piece, two piece, and three. They are in the segments. They are intact inside the underpass. Now after the successfully completion of the box section thing, now the construction of concrete road to enter inside the underpass, we need the ramp. So from underpass toward the Shankar Marg side, and on the SMS road, we need to construct this ramp road, which was of concrete. So cement used was ordinary Portland cement 43 IS 8112, and IS code IRC 15 was used for the construction of concrete road, and the thickness of the road was around 200 and the concrete used outside the ramp was M15 and inside the ramp was M25. And this is the ramp for drawing you can see in the diagrams. And these are the construction of the retaining wall. As I mentioned earlier, the ramp here, as you can see, is being constructed. And after the construction, it looked like this. So location of the concrete road on map. So I would like to show like where it was made. So you can see here we are constructing the underpass. So the concrete road was made on this road. Okay. So steps involve the construction of that ramp road. So site preparation, as we know, like clearing the construction site, removing vegetation and all, and stable base for the road. Subgrade preparation, leveling and compacting the subgrade to achieve a proper compaction and a uniform support for the road. And formwork installation, as like we'll be pouring the concrete so that it doesn't spill out from a certain dimension. So we use the formwork for that. Mixing and transportation of the concrete, as we know, like nowadays we use a ready mix concrete. So for that, the concrete pouring. So after installing the formwork, we pour the concrete. Use vibrators, as you can see here, to remove the trapped air and to achieve a proper consolidation. And surface finishing, after proper pouring of the concrete, like as you can see, this is not a kind of a rod. On the end, the vibrators are used. It was like it's just leveling whole the concrete in a uniform manner. And after the successful completion of this ramp road, the pouring is also the curing is also very essential, and to ensure the concrete strength, development, and durability is maintained. So we do the curing thing. It involves keeping the concrete moist, protect from the extreme temperature, and usually around 7 days specific period if we talk about. And next important component is the sump tank. Sump tank is a like small reservoir which you construct like underpass is like underground thing. So whenever rainwater comes, it do get collect in that. So to soak all that water, we need a tank kind of thing which absorb that water. So for that, a sump tank is made, and for draining of the water from the underpass, some tank was made near this area. So I would like to show where the sump tank is made. In the diagram, I'll try to show you. So sump tank was made here. As you can see, sump tank for the capacity of 500 cubic meter. Yeah, these are the detail of the sump tank, the plan, as you can see in the diagram. So after all this construction, when I did my training, the sump tank was not constructed, and all the ramp work and beautification of these walls were going on. So basically, our focus was on the building of this ramp, the concrete road. As you can see, after the construction of the concrete road, it looked like this. And yeah, these are some other pictures. And stone jollies were also being installed after the end of the ramp, like it looks good. And after the whole completion, the inauguration was done in around September, and the final picture of the Lakshmi Mandir on the past look like this. It's like very nice. Yeah. In the conclusion, what I can make after doing all this: observe and learn the construction of pile and the pile beam acting as a retaining wall. And I also learned about the construction of concrete road and ramp. And I do also observe the design of the sump tank, although it was not made uh, during our training. But yeah, I also got to observe the design and all, and the beautification works going on the site that was also observed by me. Thank you for listening to me.